Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this dual enrollment information session. My name is Suzanne Riggle, and I am the College and Career Counselor here at Spanish River High School. I've put together this quick presentation to provide you with some basic information about dual enrollment and to outline the process for students to participate. So first of all, what is dual enrollment? Well, dual enrollment is an opportunity that students have to take college classes while still in high school. As the title implies, they will be dual enrolled at both schools simultaneously. This gives students the opportunity to earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. The school district of Palm Beach County has articulation agreements with 2 local schools, so students can choose to take classes at either Palm Beach State College or Florida Atlantic University. The district will cover the cost of the class and the books, and students can typically take up to 2 classes or 8 college credits per semester. The typical college class is about 3 credits. The one exception is that FAU will allow students to take only 1 course or 4 credits during the summer term. So what are the advantages to dual enrollment? Well, there are many advantages, one being that it's a great way to expose high school students to a college level course. Dual enrollment really lets students see how actual college courses are structured, and it gives them a preview of what college life might be like. Students are able to gain experience with things like how to follow a syllabus and how to communicate with their professors. Dual enrollment courses are also one of many ways for students to add rigor to their schedule. They are, of course, higher level college courses. Much like an AP or an ACE course, these classes can also help boost a student's HPA or weighted honors point average. Typically, the GPA is on a 4-point scale where an A in a class is given 4 points, a B is given 3, a C is given 2, a D is given 1, and an F is given 0 points. The HPA, however, is on a 6-point scale where dual enrollment AP or ACE classes are given 6 points for an A, 4.5 points for a B, 3 points for a C, and 1.5 points for a D. Another advantage of dual enrollment is that it gives students the opportunity to take different classes that we might not offer here at Spanish River. So this is great for students who are looking to pursue special interests or looking to take higher level courses that go beyond those offered here at the high school level. And of course, as I mentioned before, it's a great way for students to earn free or low-cost college credits at the college level. Okay, so on the flip side, it's important to also consider any disadvantages or downside that there may be to taking a dual enrollment class. First and foremost, we have to consider the impact that these classes may have on a student's transcript. Not only are these grades added to the student's Spanish River High School transcript, but they are also added to their college transcript. These are college level courses, so we have to keep in mind that they can be quite challenging sometimes. So there's always a risk that a student may do poorly. What we hate to see is for a student's high school GPA or HPA to drop because they earned a low grade in a dual enrollment course. Maybe even more important is that these grades are starting their college transcript and college GPA. And we don't want a student to be at a disadvantage before they've really truly entered college. There's no way to hide these grades, so they will follow a student wherever they go after graduating from high school. Colleges will also see these grades when students are applying to colleges, so it's important to consider any negative implications that may have on the college application process. Furthermore, if a student earns a D or an F in a dual enrollment course, or if they earn a W, meaning they withdrew after the drop add period, then students will no longer be eligible to participate in dual enrollment courses in the future. So now that you know some of the pros and cons, it's time to decide if your student is ready to take a dual enrollment course. Some things to consider are, number one, the student's maturity level. They will be considered college students. They're not a high school student taking a college class. Professors won't automatically know that they are high school students, and they will treat them the same as they would any other college student taking a class at FAU or at Palm Beach State. This means that they have to be responsible, they have to have good time management skills, and good organization skills. They also have to be able to work with other college students, and they have to be able to communicate with their professors on their own. Oftentimes, professors can't or won't be able to communicate with parents. So students will have to be able to communicate with professors on their own and really advocate for themselves. Another factor to consider is, does the student have time to commit to class time, homework time, and studying time? Does a dual enrollment class fit into their schedule? It's important to consider existing commitments like their current course load here at Spanish River, any extracurricular activities they may participate in throughout the school year, or even any summer plans they have if they're choosing to take a summer course. Oftentimes students are traveling or they're out of the area for the summer, so it's important to make sure that they are able to attend all of those classes during the summertime. Keep in mind that summer is a condensed semester, so meaning a typical fall or spring semester is about 4 or 5 months, whereas the summer semester may only be 2 months. So that means that every class is very important. Every class has a lot of information, so a student really shouldn't be missing courses. Another thing to consider is transportation. School buses aren't provided, so a student needs to be able to arrange their own transportation to and from these courses. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, one of the most important things to consider is rigor. Is the student ready to take a college level course? If the answer to these questions is yes, then absolutely a student can and should take a dual enrollment course and take advantage of this opportunity. So once you've weighed the pros and cons and decided that your student is ready to take a dual enrollment course, the first step is to apply. Step one, the student needs to show that they've met all of the qualifications in order to dual enroll. First and foremost, students must have completed 4 high school credits, 1 being in math and 1 in English. This means that most 9th graders won't be able to start taking classes until the summer after 9th grade. Students also must meet certain GPA requirements. For 9th graders, they have to have at least a 3.5 minimum unweighted GPA. 10th through 12th graders need to have at least a 3.0 minimum unweighted GPA. And any seniors who are looking to do early admissions, meaning their senior year, they would become full-time college students and take all of their classes at the college campus. They would need to show at least a 3.2 minimum unweighted GPA for Palm Beach State College, or a 3.8 minimum unweighted GPA for FAU. Students would also need to show college-ready placement scores, which I will go over on the next slide. Another important thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned before, in order for students to continue to be eligible for dual enrollment courses, they must pass all of the dual enrollment courses that they take. This means that they must earn a grade of a C or higher in their dual enrollment courses. If a student earns a D, an F, or a W on their transcript, they will no longer be able to take dual enrollment classes in the future. So these charts show the test scores that are needed to qualify for dual enrollment. First, you can see the qualifying SAT or ACT scores. I'll point out that Palm Beach State does accept the PSAT score as well, so a lot of our students find that helpful. We'll also point out that the SAT scores are sub-scores for subject areas, so they may not look like the traditional scores that you're used to seeing on a scale out of 800 points. You can see these scores on a SAT report, which students can access through their College Board account. If students have not taken the SAT or ACT yet, they can take what's called the Next Generation Accuplacer Test or the PERT test. These are placement tests that are offered at FAU or Palm Beach State College, and you can take those at their testing center. More information is available on their website, and I'll provide links to that at the end of the presentation. All right, so moving on. Step 2 is to complete an application on either the FAU or the Palm Beach State College website. Again, I'll provide links to their websites at the end so that students can fill out those applications. Step 3, for Palm Beach State students only, they will be required to watch an online orientation, so that they need to complete that as well. Step 4 will happen at the high school. Students should either email or meet with their school counselor at Spanish River. Their counselor will need to provide them with some paperwork, including their transcript to verify their GPA and a dual enrollment authorization and permission form. When you email or meet with your counselor, you should provide them with a copy of your College Ready test scores and the name or course number of the class or classes you'd like to take, and whether that will be taken at FAU or at Palm Beach State. It's also a good idea to list some backup class options in case a class is not approved or in case it is full by the time you register. If students have any question about which classes they should take, please feel free to reach out to me or to reach out to their counselor directly, and we can help them or guide them with some options about classes. We generally recommend that students take elective courses or courses that are not offered at Spanish River. Once a student has received these documents from their counselor, it will be the student's responsibility to submit everything to either FAU or to Palm Beach State College for processing. That can be done through their websites. Once that is processed and approved, students will then be able to register for classes online through their FAU or Palm Beach State College portal. Based off course offerings, students will be able to decide which class time works best with their schedule and possibly which section or professor they want. For more information, here are the links to both the Palm Beach State College and FAU dual enrollment websites. These websites will go over the same steps I just went through and provide a nice outline of step-by-step outline of the entire dual enrollment process and how to register. You'll also be able to find links to their applications, the orientation video for Palm Beach State, information about their testing center if students do need to take a PERT or an Accuplacer test, and you'll be able to find their course offerings so that students can see which courses are offered each semester and at which times. So that concludes this dual enrollment information session. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to your student's school counselor. Again, my name is Suzanne Riggle. I am the College and Career Counselor, so I'm happy to help answer any of your questions. Thank you.